Hi, I'm Louisa Wilcox. Welcome to my podcast, ADHD and Money. I'm a money mentor for ADHD entrepreneurs with over 15 years' experience in the financial world. Having ADHD myself, I know how hard it can be to not only navigate this crazy entrepreneurial world, but also the challenges ADHD entrepreneurs have with managing money too. I know. You're probably thinking I'm terrible with money. I spend far too much. I'm just feeling out of control. I get told these things all the time. I promise you, you're not alone. But it doesn't need to be this way. This is my area of expertise. I've already helped countless ADHD entrepreneurs take control of their money, and I'm going to be spilling the secrets on how you too can do this. So let's get started, shall we? Welcome back. Now, in this podcast episode, I'd like to dive into the world of ADHD and how it affects our relationship with money. So I'd like you to picture this. You're in a store and you see something you really want, but before you even have time to think, you've already bought it. This impulsive spending is just one example of how ADHD can impact our money habits. So today we're going to explore why this happens and how we can actually develop a healthier mindset around money. Now, first things first, I want you to understand that you're not alone in this, and actually, this impulse is something that affects so many people. More so when you are absolutely exhausted or if you're having a really, really rough day. And the reason is, we with ADHD get affected by what I call the dopamine effect. Now, this is when we are feeling a little bit low or a little bit rubbish, our brain seeks dopamine. It's that happy vibe that our brains are looking for. We want to feel happy again. When we spend money, it sends a temporary happy vibe to our brain. So when we're feeling a bit low, sometimes without even realizing it, what do? We go and we buy something. Usually for me, it's on Amazon. I've done a whole episode on a secret confessions of a money strategist before I rebranded myself to Money Mentor, where I talk about my Amazon spending. So go and have a listen to that one, and you will realize that so many people are affected by it, even myself as a money mentor. Now, what happens is we feel a little bit low, so we buy something, and it sends us that temporary happy energy to our brain, and we go, oh, we feel really good because we bought that thing. And then we start feeling a little bit rubbish again. So we buy something else. And then we feel happy again. And then we feel a bit rubbish. You can see what's happening here. It's like a cycle. So I always picture it as a circle. And you've got 4 points of the circle. You're feeling good. And then all of a sudden you're feeling a bit low, and it leads on to buying something, feeling good, and it leads on again and again and again. What we need to do is actually break free from this dopamine effect. And this is where a lot of entrepreneurs, especially with ADHD, struggle, because we don't always realize we're doing it. We store the things that we're doing subconsciously. Now, ADHD affects the way our brain works, particularly when it comes to things like planning, focusing, and controlling those impulses. So when it comes to managing money, these challenges can really show up. We might struggle to stick with a budget. You might forget to pay the bills on time. Sometimes you can feel overwhelmed by financial tasks. Now, money mindset is the way that you think and feel about money. It is shaped by your beliefs, your experiences, and your attitudes towards finances. Now, for someone with ADHD, our money mindset might be influenced by our impulsive behavior, feeling of overwhelm, or a tendency to seek the instant gratification. Now, money mindset is very subconscious. It is beliefs that are stored in our subconscious mind. These are learned behavior from when we were growing up, from those around us. It could be parents, carers, friends, or other people. Usually, we don't realize that we even have these habits and these behaviors until we start really diving down deep into our mindset. When I work with people, I suggest journaling, because writing them down is one of the simplest ways to bring it from your subconscious to your conscious. But it's about being aware and willing to actually go, okay, this is how I'm feeling. What do I need to do to overcome that? So, some coping strategies. First of all, is your awareness and acceptance. It's really important to acknowledge the challenges we face with money. And by recognizing those struggles, you can start to understand why you behave that way and begin to make positive changes. If you start to write down how you're feeling when you're spending and you notice that actually you're buying more when you're feeling a little bit low, you can start to see the patterns to go, okay, what can I do? So, for example, when I'm having a bit of a rubbish day and I find myself looking on Amazon, I will pop it in the basket. Now, I have a rule that I will walk away from that basket for 48 to 72 hours. If after that time I feel I really still need the thing that I've popped in there, I will get it. 9 times out of 10, usually I forget about it. And then I think, why is that in my basket? And it just shows that actually I didn't really need it in the first place. But it's about being aware of that, accepting that this happens, and then putting something in place to actually change it so you can make a positive change. And then being mindful and being intentional. Being mindful means paying attention to your thoughts and actions in the present moment. When it comes to money, mindfulness can help us pause before making those impulsive purchases and consider whether they align with our long term goals. Just like I just discussed with popping something in the basket in Amazon and walking away from it for 48 to 72 hours, that's being really mindful and intentional. And when you look and go, okay, is that going to get me to where I want to go? Do I have the money there at the moment to buy that? Is it something I really, really need? This is going to help you really be intentional with your spending and be really conscious of how you're using your money. And then you can make the decisions and you can align your spending with what you're actually wanting. Because if you're spending 20, £30 on something that you're probably not really going to use, could you be pushing that towards a holiday, towards something bigger that you're looking for? How else could you be using that money? And I'm not saying don't go and spend the money, because we need to enjoy our money, but it's about being intentional and conscious with how you're spending it, so it actually aligns with what you're really wanting. And then you need to be developing healthy habits. Building healthy money habits takes time and practice. Start by creating a conscious spending plan or a budget and tracking your expenses. Now, I call it a conscious spending plan because so many people say that budget is restrictive. I don't see a budget as being something as restrictive, so I call it a conscious spending plan. It's being consciously aware of your spending and how your money's working for you. After all, you need to enjoy life, and I'm a massive mental health advocate, so I honestly believe that within your conscious spending plan, you need to make sure you have money set aside for you, whether that's going for a drink with a friend, going for to get your nails done, going to get your hair cut, whatever it is that makes you feel good. So myself, every 4 to 6 weeks, I go for a massage because that makes me feel good. I also go to a boxing club to keep myself healthy and to look after my mental health. I also meet friends for a drink. I sometimes go for breakfast. So I set money in my budget to make sure that I can afford that and can do that. Because it's really important that we aren't being restrictive. It's not a diet plan. So make sure you're using your money in a way that you want to be using it. Make sure it's working in the way you want. Unfortunately, we do all have those bills we really don't want to be paying. Yes, council tax has to be paid, rent and mortgage has to be paid, but it doesn't mean that you can't use the rest of it how you want to be. So set small, achievable goals for yourself and really celebrate your progress along the way. Consistency is key here. So try to stick to your financial routine as best as you can. And especially with ADHD, this is really important because it is really quick and easy to get overwhelmed. And when we don't have routine and we move away from this, actually it makes it harder. So every single day you should be looking at your bank account. It takes seconds now to log into your banking app with facial recognition and touch ID. So look at your bank account every single day. In the morning if you can. I check mine over my morning coffee, so I know that's the time I do it. It's a habit of mine, same time, near enough every single day. So I do that. This is going to make you consciously aware of how much you actually have. And it's going to help you know what you have to spend for the day and where you're going. And it's going to create that routine for you. And then once a week, really, you should be checking your conscious spending plan, looking at the week ahead and the week behind. So you're keeping an eye on your finances. what's gone out of your account and what you're going to have for the next week. And then it's really great to seek support and accountability. Don't be afraid to reach out for help when you need it. That could be talking to a financial expert, joining a support group, or having some kind of system in place that really makes a big difference. An accountability partner helps you to keep on track with your financial goals. Now, I'm a money mentor, and this is what I do with people. I help people with their mindset. I help people create their wealthy life through money psychology or mindset, through understanding financial literacy, through understanding how to grow their wealth. And I do offer that support system where you can speak to me and go, okay, do I really need to be buying this thing? What is it that I'm doing? What do I really need that? Is it aligning with my goals? I offer that accountability to people because it's so, so important. And it's about the financial literacy with that as well. If you're not doing the mindset and the financial literacy work, you're going to stay in the same place. It's really important you have that accountability partner to help you with that. I also have a membership where I offer this support as well. So there's a few options there if you really don't know who to reach out to for you to go and take a look at. Now, when you do this and when you actually start to take these actions, you will find that with these strategies and by working on your money mindset, your money psychology, you will start to overcome those challenges. When you make it a habit and you make it a routine, you will notice the difference it makes to your budget or your conscious spending plan and how you are looking and handling money. Because at the end of the day, we need to be consciously aware of these things to make the changes we want to be making, to actually step into our wealthy life. So take those tips and go away and implement them, and you will notice a huge difference. Now, I want to leave you with a key takeaway. You are not alone in your struggles with ADHD and money, but by understanding how ADHD affects our money mindset and implementing these coping strategies, you really can actually take control of your finances and you will build a brighter financial future. Now, thank you for tuning into today's episode. If you found this discussion helpful, be sure to subscribe for more episodes on managing ADHD and thriving in all aspects of life. Remember, with the right support and mindset, anything really is possible. Thank you for listening.